Hello and welcome in.
Please do not leave your luggage unattended on the station.
Welcome to the show.
Good morning and happy Monday. Liv Moods here for another Guerilla Sports Daily. On the board, we have Jay, who's going to pop in and say hello to you guys. Good morning, Jay. Thank you for being here with me. We're very, very excited to have you guys. Like I said, it is Monday, and we've got lots to talk about this week. The Olympics are still in full force. We've got some football to discuss, as well as a little bit of MLB. Not too much, but just enough for Colorado Rockies fans to maybe feel a little bit better. But let's start off with a very interesting list that has recently come out that I wanted to ask your guys' opinions on. So per Dove Kleeman, who is an NFL insider, he's always posting about NFL information, news, you name it, he's got it. This is the new top 10 quarterback list voted on by players, okay? So the players within the NFL basically voted who's the top 10 list of these quarterbacks, and here's what we've got. Lamar Jackson at number 1. Now you're probably thinking, what's wrong with Lamar? I'm actually a very large Lamar Jackson fan. I want to make that very known. Always been a huge fan of his. I want nothing more than to see him win a Super Bowl ring. They always get close, but not close enough. I love Lamar Jackson. However, the players that voted for Lamar Jackson over Patrick Mahomes may need to be drug tested because I'm still trying to figure this out. Lamar Jackson has a postseason record of 2-4. Patrick Mahomes, on the other hand, has a record of 15-3 in the playoffs. He's also a back-to-back Super Bowl champ. I don't think it's even close whether or not Patrick Mahomes is the number 1 quarterback in the NFL. But like I said, this is a list voted on by players. So what are they considering? Maybe talent. I'm sure talent is involved. Record you would think would be something that they consider, but maybe it's just preference. Maybe they just prefer Lamar Jackson over Patrick Mahomes. Maybe Patrick Mahomes, because he is so great, isn't everybody's favorite quarterback. I don't know, but I still think the players that picked Lamar over Patrick Mahomes may need to be a case study in itself. I also want to point out that there is no Aaron Rodgers on this list. I'm going to read this list to you. We've got Lamar Jackson at number 1. Patrick Mahomes at number 2, Josh Allen at 3, Jalen Hurts next at 4, Dak Prescott at 5. What in God's green earth has Dak Prescott done to be worthy of a top 5 spot on a quarterback list in the NFL? Again, case study there. CJ Stroud at 6. Don't hate that. I do still believe CJ might be unproven at this point. I know he had a very great rookie season. The ceiling is very high. I am a very big CJ Stroud fan, and I have a lot of excitement and hope for this Texans team and their future. But is he considered still unproven? Maybe to some. At 7, you've got Brock Purdy, who just helped take the 49ers to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. So, yes, rightfully, he should be in the top 10. At 8, you've got Jordan Love with the Packers, who, yes, had a very great season, now makes the most money out of any NFL quarterback that we have seen so far. He did prove that he is capable of leading this team to success. This Packers team learned that they don't need Aaron Rodgers necessarily to have a successful season. So I love Jordan Love. Do I think that he should be in the top 10? I don't know. You could still consider him unproven at this point. At number 9, you've got Tua. At 10, you've got Joe Burrow. And I'm sorry, this is actually a top 12 list. But in that top 10, at 10 is Joe Burrow. Now, Joe Burrow and Tua at 10 and 9, pretty injury-prone players. We haven't watched Joe Burrow play a full season in some time now. We know that Tua struggles with injury as well. Hopefully that's all subject to change if he gets a better O-line and they get some things sorted out. At 11, you've got Matthew Stafford, who, yes, if you've watched football, if you've kept up with the NFL over the last few years, Matthew Stafford really is a great quarterback. And then at 12, Jared Goff, who just got paid in the offseason, and in my opinion, runs one of the most exciting to watch offenses in the NFL. Now, no Aaron Rodgers on this list. I just named one quarterback coming off of his rookie year, another who just got starting time with the Packers, 2 very injury-prone players, 2 turnover machines, and Josh Allen and Dak Prescott. And Aaron Rodgers is nowhere to be found on this list. I want to know from you guys, do you agree with Aaron Rodgers not being in this top 12? Jets fans, how are we feeling? He was at 9. I don't have him at 9. I have Tua at 9. per the list that was voted on by the players, this is what I have per Dub Kleeman. Aaron Rodgers is not on this list. So I don't know. Maybe you're looking at a different list. This is the one that I saw tweeted out last night, voted on by the players. And Aaron Rodgers is not here. Tua is at number 9, actually. But maybe I'm wrong. Let me know if you find the link and we can try to get it up. Oh, 92. Well, that sounds a little bit more accurate. Sorry, my vision's maybe a little off. Yeah, that's crazy. Again, Jets fans, if you guys remember, there was so much Aaron Rodgers hype ahead of last season when the Jets acquired him. And the Jets are just one of those teams. If you're a Jets fan, you know I'm speaking to you loud and clear here, but they're just one of those teams that can't ever seem to catch a break. Aaron Rodgers, on pretty much the first play of the first game, I believe it was a Monday Night Football game, kicking off the NFL season, tore his Achilles. Quite literally 10 seconds, maybe 10 Mississippis into this game, okay? So I think there's a lot of excitement now with Aaron Rodgers hopefully having a fully healthy season. What can he do with this Jets team? We shall see. But found it very interesting that he was not included in this list, voted on by players. You guys know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers. I think he is very annoying, loves a headline. He just drives me crazy most of the time. So I don't know, maybe the players feel the same. I'm not going to put words in their mouth, but he is not on this list. So in other football news, let's talk a little bit of NCAA here. Michigan's football coach, Sharon Moore, is one of 7 members from the 2023 football program to violate NCAA rules in a draft of the NCAA's Notice of Allegations, the NOA, obtained by ESPN. We know there were some rumblings and some conversations about Michigan being a bunch of cheaters, trying to steal people's play calls, just doing some shady business, okay? The draft could be subject to change, this NOA draft, but it does state that Moore could face a show cause penalty and possibly suspension for allegedly deleting a thread of 52 text messages with former Michigan staffer Connor Stalions. Okay, so these text messages that were deleted, apparently 52 of them, are from the same day that, if you remember, Stalions was leading an effort to capture the play calling signals of future opponents. Remember, they were like, this guy's hiding out on the sidelines, looking at people's play callings, writing them down, filming, taking pictures, shady business all around. So the text messages from that day between head coach and former staffer Stalions have been deleted. So now the NCAA is looking at Moore going, that was shady. You don't really delete something unless you have something to hide, right? Okay. Moore actually may be a repeat violator as well, because he was accused of contacting recruits back in August of 2023 during a COVID-19 recruiting dead period. Basically, you couldn't be recruiting at that time. He was anyways, because he just said, I don't care. So he might be a repeat violator here. Now, we know Jim Harbaugh, no longer the head coach of Michigan. He's now the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers that Nate and I have no faith in this season. Cry about it. And amongst former staffers and Jim Harbaugh that are no longer there, they are accused of committing level 1 violations within the NCAA, which is the most serious category in NCAA's enforcement process. Now, hindsight is always 20/20, okay? When I saw all of this, kind of like we've all heard the rumblings of these NCAA issues and Michigan kind of being shady and whatnot. We've all heard it. We've all seen it. Now, hindsight's 20/20, because we probably all, every single one of us, should have looked and noticed the red flag that was Jim Harbaugh having no interest in returning to Michigan after winning a national championship. That man said, see ya, I'm out, I don't care, I'm gone. Hindsight is 20/20. That should have been the reddest of flags, because he just won a championship. That school, that team is a very successful football program, and it has been for some time. It should have been the largest red flag that he won a championship and had zero interest in returning. And now we're finding out he is, and probably fully knew he had violated NCAA policies, and was going to be in trouble regardless. So he said, I'm out of here. Now it's Moore's problem, and he is stuck dealing with basically being a repeat violator. And Who knows? We've seen conversations on Twitter about maybe some of their wins being taken back, some suspensions. Maybe they are banned from bowl games. And then I've also seen the other side of social media that has said Michigan's untouchable. Even if they break rules, they're not going to be in trouble. They'll find a way to get out of it. Who knows? I'd love to know your thoughts. What do you think should happen with Michigan, and or will anything happen with Michigan? I want to talk about Michael Phelps, and I know you're probably thinking, Liv, why? Okay, it's been a while. I remember the era of watching the Olympics where Michael Phelps, Missy Franklin, who's a Colorado native, some of my favorite swimmers to watch. But I really want to talk about something pretty exceptional about Michael Phelps that was pretty much confirmed to me when I watched him on TV. No, he was not swimming. And just if you're not a Michael Phelps person and you don't know, Michael Phelps has more Olympic medals than 162 countries. Let that sink in. This man is a GOAT in his own right from a talent perspective alone. Now, besides the medals, how does one know that they are a GOAT? Okay, I'm going to tell you. If you are confident enough in your ability and your talent and your legacy, you have no problem supporting, rooting for, encouraging other athletes because you are so secure in what you either have brought or will bring that you're not threatened by other people's success. Unfortunately, I have met a lot of people in my life that just can't handle being around people better than them. They just don't like it. They're not a fan. And that's because they are just not secure enough in themselves to be surrounded by people that motivate them, make them better, push them to be a better version of themselves. So to not feel threatened by somebody that's better than you, you have to be pretty secure in yourself. And I would say Michael Phelps is just that. He was literally jumping for joy watching French swimmer Leon breaking most of his records. Michael Phelps' records were being broken right in front of his very eyes. And he was jumping up and down like a little kid on Christmas, rooting for this French swimmer. I love seeing stuff like this. Michael Phelps knows he is one of one. Nobody can take away what he's done on the Olympic level. Nobody can take away his talent. He knows his legacy, and he is so secure in that he is able to support other athletes that are literally breaking his records right before his eyes. And I wish we had more of this. We also saw Jordan Chiles and Simone Biles basically all hailing the Spain gymnast who beat Simone and got a gold medal. And I've watched Simone Biles throughout the Olympics quite a bit, because I've seen conversations about, what is the difference between a cocky athlete and a confident athlete? To me, if you can back up what you're saying, it's never cocky to me. If you're over the top and then you can't really back it up, there were some moments there with Noah Lyles where he kind of maybe jumped the gun a little bit on Twitter and then didn't win right away and then ended up winning. And it's like, okay, that's a pretty cool story. We'll get into Noah Lyles in a second, but I love seeing stuff like this. This should be done across all sports with all athletes, if you're catching my drift. What we're seeing a little bit of in this day and age is athletes that spend a lot of time worrying about other athletes, whether it's an opponent, a teammate, somebody that just plays in the same league as this person, doesn't matter. We're seeing a lot of conversations or having the same name in a lot of people's mouths. And at the end of the day, if you are secure enough in what you bring to the table, there's always going to be room at the table. Because I know that when I sit in this spot, I know what I bring. I know my legacy. I know my talent. I know my skill set. I know I can bring something that nobody else can bring. We need more of this. We need more, not just confidence in the sports that these athletes love, but security, knowing that you know what you bring and you're not threatened by any opponent, teammate, former teammate, doesn't matter. So shout out to Michael Phelps. Shout out Simone Biles. Shout out Jordan Chiles. Love seeing this kind of stuff. One of one, you are goated if you have this mindset. If you can be so excited for other people in your same sport, okay, that maybe even beat you, maybe even break your records, you are a GOAT. And if you can't make room at your table because you are not secure enough in what you bring to the table, well, that's a personal problem. Maybe seek therapy. Okay, moving on. How is the USA doing? Well, I got a little excited. I typed this rundown out last night and I said, woo, day 9 smashing success. The USA is officially tied with China with 19 gold medals. As of last night, that was the case. The U.S. still leads by a long shot, okay? A long shot in total medals. As you guys can see there, 74 compared to 52, who is China, the next in line for total medals. But China has now pulled ahead. Day 10, they have pulled ahead. They have 21 gold medals, and the U.S. has 19. Now, there's still some track stars that I'm excited to watch that I think can bring us home some gold. So hopefully by the end of this, the U.S. can pull ahead of China, get some more gold medals. But until then, super proud of what the USA is doing right now. Obviously, we know basketball, hopefully men's basketball can get us a gold medal or two. One. But very exciting to see the USA so close behind China. And last night they tied it up. It was 19-19. Now it's 21-19. So hopefully the USA can have a big day today and get back on top ahead of China. Been really fun to watch the USA be pretty dominant. Okay, another gold medal. Speaking of gold medals, let's talk about one that we truly have to discuss here. Holy close call. That is Noah Lyles. My gosh, if you guys did not get a chance to watch the 100-meter dash, basically with Noah Lyles, long story short, it was close, too close for comfort. And the commentators, even the Jamaica runner himself, was pretty confident for a moment that he won. Now, you kind of hear the whispers or the cheering die down a little bit. The commentators are going, wait, I don't know. Maybe it isn't him. You know, to the eye, it did appear that Jamaica won gold. But then all of a sudden you see the athletes stopping and looking up and watching the slow-mos and watching the photos and looking at everything. And before you know it, the crowd erupts and Noah Lyles basically takes it in and goes, oh my gosh, I just won gold. It was so close. By so close, I mean so close. 0.005 of a second, okay? Noah Lyles won the 100-meter, okay? He was the champion. He won gold by 0.005 of a second. His time, 9.784. Just behind him was Jamaica at 9.789. And just behind him was the USA again, 9.81. I'm talking, I don't even know if we can blink that fast. That is how crazy close this race was. Now, the reason that this picture is pulled up is because I'm a big conspiracy girly, okay? If you guys have watched The Simpsons, you know The Simpsons have predicted a lot of things that are like kind of creepy, that they knew that these things were going to happen before we even did. This photo is officially the hardest photo on the internet right now. If you have not watched Disney Pixar's Cars movie, first of all, seek help. That's insane if you haven't seen it. But this movie, I want to say, I don't even remember. Let me look it up. When was the movie, we're going to look this up together. The movie Cars created. 2006 was the first Cars movie, and I believe this is from the first Cars movie. So back in 2006 is this photo, Lightning McQueen in the red, okay, which I would argue is probably the representation of the USA in the movie. I'm pretty sure it is because he's from like he has to go to like this small town. Looks like it's in like Utah or something, lots of rocks. Just watch the movie, okay? But blue, red, green. And look at this photo. You guys, Noah Lyles won because his body crossed the finish line before the other two super close runners, okay? Jamaica looked like he had won because his foot crossed the finish line first, but Noah Lyles had this lean going on. His body crossed over the finish line first, so he took home the gold. And I just find this picture to be so iconic. Like, it honestly, if I were Noah Lyles, this would be framed in my home. If you haven't watched Cars, go watch it. It's a great movie, but I love that this was back in 2006, and it is like the colors are the same, the pose is the same, the results are the same. I just find this to be very cool. I love conspiracy theories. I love it all. So this picture goes super hard. Might make it my wallpaper for a few days. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about is some baseball, believe it or not, okay? Rockies fans, have no fear. We are no longer the worst MLB team in the MLB right now. Now, are we super great? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you should go place a futures bet on them to win it all right now. Settle down. But we are no longer the worst, okay? The White Sox have officially lost 20 straight games. 20. White Sox, yes, 20 straight games. They are the first team to lose 20 straight games since 1988. Lord have mercy. Now my question for us non-baseball people, I've been to some games and whatever, but I am not a huge diehard baseball fan. For us non-baseball fans, I have a question for the baseball watchers and the baseball knowers. Is it hard to lose that many consecutive games? Like, I feel like that's difficult to do. Like, we should almost give the White Sox a little bit of respect. Like, it's kind of hard to lose 20 straight games. So the fact that they're able to do that might be impressive. So that's a dead serious question. Is it tough to lose that many games in a row? Should we be giving the White Sox maybe a little bit of credit, because 20 straight's a lot? Hasn't been done since 1988. Congratulations, White Sox. You may not be a great baseball team, but you are making history. Woohoo! That's all from me today, folks. We've got a little bit of top 10 quarterbacks. How do you feel about that list? Do you agree with that list? And if you don't know the list, you've got to go back and listen to this, as it will be posted to YouTube, to Twitter/X. We'll have it up. You'll have to go rewatch and hear if you like the list or not. We've got some shout outs to Michael Phelps. We've got some Michigan football programs in some trouble with the NCAA. We've got the USA still crushing, but not enough. We need a few more gold medals to tie with China. China's been whooping us a little bit. Noah Lyles with a close call and a little bit of conspiracy theory thrown in there. Love to see it. And the White Sox just being absolutely horrendous right now. At least the Rockies are doing a little better, guys. We got to look at the bright side here. But either way, this has been a Monday Guerilla Sports Daily with Liv Moods and Jay on the board. Shout out Jay for hanging out with us on this fine Monday morning. Yeah, there he is. Everyone say what's up, Jay. We will be back again tomorrow with more Guerilla Sports Daily. Jesse will be your host tomorrow. I will be back again on Friday. I'll be starting the week with you, ending the week with you. We're going to have a lot of fun. We've also got a hockey show today that you guys need to make sure you're tuned into. That will go live at 12 p.m. Mountain Time with Jesse. And then we've got Off Field, which is the football show with Nate Jackson and I talking all things Denver Broncos, NFL. We'll probably break down a few more divisions in the NFL as well, give you our ranking. So make sure you guys are tuning in to all things Guerilla Sports throughout the day today, as well as the remainder of the week. Turn on notifications, subscribe to the YouTube, do all the things. We've got content coming your way every single day. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Happy Monday. Have a wonderful week. I'll catch you again later today, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, Jesse at 12, and we'll see you all week long for more sports. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you later. Bye.